Alrighty, hello. Sorry, it's been a long day. My name is Benjamin Stein, and this report is on screens and children and the relationship between them. Um, Overview. So, pages, or rather slides 3 to 4, are going to be changes over time in exposure. And to explain that, that just kind of means it'll be about like the recent to not so recent changes in like how long we spend in front of our screens. Pages 5, or rather slides 5 to 8, effects and for our health. The for our health will make sense more when we get there. It's just the title of the slides, but effect, it'll be like the effect of these changes that we're discussing in the first two. And then slides 9 through 11 is looking to the future. And I apologize, my voice has gone. I've been sick and running around and busy, and I haven't slept in a very long time. But here we go. So changes over time. Overall screen use surrounding teenagers has increased 17% just in the past, like I guess from 2019 to 2021, and that continues to grow faster than it did in the 4 years prior to 2019. So not only is the number of hours we're spending going up, the number of like the percent that it's increasing is actually going up as well. For ages 8 to 12, in 2019, daily screen use was 4 hours 44 minutes, and now it's 5 hours 33 minutes. And then from ages 13 to 18, daily screen use was 7 hours 22 minutes. By 2021, it's 8 hours 39 minutes, and it's only going up. And to put that into perspective, I mean, 8 hours is a third of the day. It's longer than probably most of us sleep. Um, Kind of crazy. So, what does this look like actually? And I put the wonderful logos there, uglies, but you recognize them. These rapid upswings indicate an alarming increase in social media usage. This is in terms of numbers of individuals using social media, hours spent on social media, and an increase in terms of younger ages use of social media. It also indicates a lack of activity in children's lives outside of these electronic functions. I mean, again, they're sleeping for 8 hours and they're in front of a screen for 8 hours and they're at school, and there's probably a little bit of overlap between the screens and at school, but not a whole lot of time to be living life. And then it also indicates, or it demonstrates that low income families were hit harder by the pandemic as parents were not able to monitor their children's time on electronics as effectively, especially like when working full time. Uh, and again, I apologize about my voice. So, what does this mean for our health? And that's where that for our health comes into it. Um, Children ages 3 to 4 years old have been found to show decreased language scores when significant TV or tablet exposure is a part of their childhood. They struggle to develop the ability to talk. We're putting our children behind in that way. Studies have linked an early dependence on electronic media as entertainment with difficulties paying attention in attention deficit disorder (ADD), um, and that just kind of makes sense. Similar to, and I didn't include it in these slides, but similar to the concept that as we spend more time indoors staring at screens, our eyesight gets worse. And the not being able to pay attention makes sense because we're constantly being um, entertained. So not being entertained is so much harder when all our life we've been entertained. For children younger than 5 years, high exposure to background TV, so just having the TV on in the background, it's actually proven to negatively affect attention span, working memory, and impulse control. It's hurting our children's development at a very crucial time. So, too much screen time has been linked to obesity, irregular sleep, behavioral problems, impaired academic performance, violence, and less active creative play. Um, Obviously, none of those are good things, and they all feel so self-explanatory. It's if you're in front of a screen all day, you're not burning calories. Those things build up over time, and it stands to reason that obesity could form. Irregular sleep, blue light. I mean, we all get our headaches from staring at screens all day. Behavioral problems. Again, it comes to the instant gratification that you get from having a screen in front of you all the time. But there are some simple steps to reduce screen time, or not necessarily screen time, but like the effects of it. Never leave the TV on in the background. See, this is actually a bad example because my TV's on in the background, but I don't know where the remote is. Leave TVs, phones, and computers outside the bedroom. This is a wonderful one that's so hard for us today, but try and leave them out of the bedroom. But the bedroom should be for sleeping. And then avoid eating in front of a screen. This one actually, not only does it keep you on your butt staring at the screen for longer, it actually is also bad just for your metabolism because your brain is busy watching TV, not thinking about when you're full. So you're more likely to eat way more than you need. Um, what should we do for our health? The American Academy of Pediatrics and the World Health Organization have introduced separate guidelines, and the only reason I included both is because they're actually exactly the same. And I just wanted to show that agreement between them. From 0 to 2 years, you should not be in front of a screen at all. That's not something that is good for the child's health at all. And then 2 to 5 years, 1 hour or less. Um, if you're gonna watch a show or a short movie, that's fine. But you really are seeing these issues at just 1 hour or more. Most parents do not follow these guidelines. A study in 2014 showed that children aged 2 and under averaged over 3 hours of screen time a day, and that's only gone up since 2014, when it had gone up from 1 hour 20 minutes in 1997. See, an hour 20 minutes is longer than the recommended, but um, I'm sorry, I actually misspoke. It was way more because the recommended for 2 years is zero, but you're following in line for the 2 year guideline, kind of the 2 to 5 year guideline, but it's still a little bit over. So when a child does get screen time, you need to plan what it is that they are going to be doing. Make sure that they are watching or playing quality that they are watching or playing quality and engaging games. So like curate the shows you're letting your kids digest, or the games that you're going to let them play. The other thing you can do is participate with the child, so you can monitor the content they absorb, and you can answer any questions or guide as needed. Um, a big part of that as well is it's so important that they get that connection with you that parents will sometimes put between the TV and the child. But this way you can do the best of both worlds. If you need the help that the TV can give you on any given day, or whatever the game is, or whatever electronic you're doing, but you can still participate with them. Make sure you preview content. This is just common sense. But interestingly enough, psychologically, the commercialized sections are especially bad for your kids. Um, Encourage being active while watching television, dancing, jumping, running, anything to keep the heart pumping and the body and brain active. Um, Kids need to move. It's good for them. It's good for us to move. It's good for everyone to move. Encourage them to dance along with their favorite TV show character, or to whatever it is. Encourage them to move and have fun with their bodies. Um, so the roots of the problem. Much of the problem comes from overdependence on technology to keep children busy. I get it. I have younger brothers. I'm not a parent quite yet, but I also taught at a preschool. I get it. It's so hard to be constantly on call, like especially when you're on call to a 3 year old. It's difficult. I understand. We understand. Everyone understands. But the overdependence on technology to parent is causing so many of these. Um, where is it? Sorry, is causing so many of these issues here. Goodness, sorry. Parents reason that this easy, inexpensive, and on the surface helpful tool can be mutually beneficial to child and parent. It can entertain, teach, calm, and so much more. And by the tool, I mean technology, the iPad, the TV, the video game. Um, it's it's just like I said, it'd be easy, but these parents, will usually aware of the drawbacks, can't help but see how much easier it can make things, and so they fold. They say, I can take this break and put my kid in front of the screen, and what's an hour? But as we've seen, an hour to a 2 year old is way beyond the guidelines. Looking So yeah, you can solve the problem by make the time spent in front of a screen more meaningful by curating the things your child digests or by engaging in it with them, and spend more time with your child away from the TV. I should have included away from the technology. Um, you don't need technology. You don't, and it's a great tool, and and they recommend using it, and an hour or less is fine for a 2 to 5 year old. But the reason we're having this conversation at all is because there's an issue of abusing this tool. And I hadn't provided any direct quotes so far, but I just thought that this one was perfect. There is no substitute for adult interaction, modeling, and teaching. It's a perfect, simple statement. There is no substitute for adult interaction, modeling, and teaching. I don't care. They don't care how good the TV show is you're showing your child. There is no substitute for adult interaction, modeling, and teaching. You need to be spending time with your child, engaging in activities rather than having them in front of a screen. Looking to the future. By spending lots of time with your child engaging in various activities, you're helping ensure that your child will be safe from many increasingly common health issues. Keeping them from being glued to a screen, especially at such a young age, will save them from many of the afflictions of this generation. The ADD, the depression, the anxiety, the laziness, the attachment to the phone or to technology. The science is clear that all of this is due to a childhood attachment to screens that's becoming so much more common that we can so easily avoid. And so that's my presentation. Thank you. These are the works cited. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'm sorry this is scattered. As of right now, I haven't slept in um, over 24 hours. I can't do the math. It's like 36 right now since yesterday morning. So I've been traveling. I'm okay. Anyways, have a good one. Thank you so much.